Hello everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Jonathan. In our previous video part 1, we have covered the definition of computer as well as history. Then the next we covered the generation of computers. And the last but not the least, we covered the types of computers. For today's video, we will be covering part 2 of the computer fundamentals. The highlights of the part 2 will be the computer components. And next will be the input devices. Let's go ahead and join with me. And please don't forget to subscribe the JBV tutorial and hit the bell so won't miss of my new videos. Computer components. A computer device is made up of various elements which help in its effective functioning and processing. There are 5 basic components of the computer which help in making this processing of data easier and convenient. By definition, components of a computer system are the primary elements which make the functioning of an electronic device smooth and faster. There are 5 basic components which include 1. Input unit, 2. Output unit, 3. Memory unit, 4. Control unit, 5. Arithmetical and logical unit. The exterior of any computerized device may look different and may also have varied features, but the basic components remain the same for their functioning. Since the computers, in various forms, have become a part of everyday life, understanding these components of a computer system is important for everyone. 5 components of computer along with their purpose and function. 1. Input unit. A computer will only respond when a command is given to the device. These commands can be given using the input unit or the input devices. For example, using a keyboard we can type things on a notepad and the computer processes the entered data and then displays the output of the same of the screen. The data entered can be in the form of numbers, alphabet, images, etc. We enter the information using an input device. The processing units convert it into computer-understandable languages, and then the final output is received by a human-understandable language. 2. Output unit. When we command a computer to perform a task, it reverts back for the action performed and gives us a result. This result is called output. There are various output devices connected to the computer. The most basic of which is a monitor. Whatever we write using a keyboard or click using a mouse is all displayed on the monitor. Thus, the output unit gives us the final result once the entire processing is done within the mechanism of a device. For example, when we visit an ATM, we enter our details like language, PIN, amount to be withdrawn, etc., and then the final money which the cash dispenser releases is our outcome. In this case, the cash dispenser acts as an output unit. 3. Memory unit. When we enter the data into the computer using an input device, the entered information immediately gets saved in the memory unit of the central processing unit, CPU. Because of the presence of some existing programming, the memory unit transmits the data further to the other parts of the CPU. Similarly, when the output of our command is processed by the computer, it is saved in the memory unit before giving the output to the user. 4. Control unit. This is the core unit which manages the entire functioning of the computer device. It is one of the most essential components of the computer system. The control unit collects the data entered using the input unit, leads it on for processing, and once that is done, receives the output and presents it to the user. It can be said to the center of all processing actions taking place inside a computer device. Basically, the instructions taken, interpretation of entered data, issuing signals to execute the data, and then finally retrieving the data is all done in the control unit. 5. Arithmetic and logical unit. As the name suggests, all the mathematical calculations or arithmetic operations are performed in the arithmetic and logical unit of the CPU. It can also perform actions like a comparison of data and decision-making actions. The ALU comprises circuits using which addition, subtraction, multiplication, division and other numerical-based calculations can be performed. Input devices. Input device enables the user to send data, information, or control signals to a computer. The central processing unit, CPU, of a computer receives the input and processes it to produce the output. Some of the popular input devices are keyboard, mouse, joystick, light pen, trackball, scanner, graphic tablet, microphone, magnetic ink card reader, MICR, optical character reader, OCR, barcode reader, optical mark reader, OMR. 1. Keyboard. Keyboard is the most common and very popular input device, which helps to input data to the computer. The layout of the keyboard is like that of traditional typewriter, although there are some additional keys provided for performing additional functions. Keyboards are of two sizes: 84 keys or 101 out of 102 keys, but now keyboards with 104 keys or 108 keys are also available for Windows and Internet. 2. Mouse. Mouse is the most popular pointing device. It is a very famous cursor control device having a small palm-sized box with a round ball at its base, which senses the movement of the mouse and sends corresponding signals to the CPU when the mouse buttons are pressed. Generally, it has two buttons called the left and the right button, and a wheel is present between the buttons. A mouse can be used to control the position of the cursor on the screen, but it cannot be used to enter text into the computer. Advantages: easy to use, not very expensive, moves the cursor faster than the arrow keys of the keyboard. 3. Joystick. Joystick is also a pointing device, which is used to move the cursor position on a monitor screen. It is a stick having a spherical ball at its both lower and upper ends. The lower spherical ball moves in a socket. The joystick can be moved in all four directions. The function of the joystick is similar to that of a mouse. It is mainly used in computer-aided designing (CAD) and playing computer games. 4. Light pen. Light pen is a pointing device similar to a pen. It is used to select a displayed menu item or draw pictures on the monitor screen. It consists of a photocell and an optical system placed in a small tube. When the tip of a light pen is moved over the monitor screen and the pen button is pressed, its photocell sensing element detects the screen location and sends the corresponding signal to the CPU. 5. Trackball. Trackball is an input device that is mostly used in notebook or laptop computer instead of a mouse. This is a ball which is half inserted, and by moving fingers on the ball, the pointer can be moved. Since the whole device is not moved, a trackball requires less space than a mouse. A trackball comes in various shapes like a ball, a button, or a square. 6. Scanner. Scanner is an input device, which works more like a photocopy machine. It is used when some information is available on paper, and it is to be transferred to the hard disk of the computer for further manipulation. Scanner captures images from the source which are then converted into a digital form that can be stored on the disk. These images can be edited before they are printed. 7. Digitizer. Digitizer is an input device which converts analog information into digital form. Digitizer can convert a signal from the television or camera into a series of numbers that could be stored in a computer. They can be used by the computer to create a picture of whatever the camera had been pointed at. Digitizer is also known as tablet or graphics tablet, as it converts graphics and pictorial data into binary inputs. A graphic tablet as digitizer is used for fine works of drawing and image manipulation applications. 8. Microphone. Microphone is an input device to input sound that is then stored in a digital form. The microphone is used for various applications, such as adding sound to a multimedia presentation or for mixing music. 9. Magnetic ink card reader, MICR. MICR input device is generally used in banks as there are a large number of checks to be processed every day. The bank's code number and check number are printed on the checks with a special type of ink that contains particles of magnetic material that are machine readable. This reading process is called magnetic ink character recognition, MICR. The main advantages of MICR is that it is fast and less error-prone. 10. Optical Character Reader (OCR). OCR is an input device used to read a printed text. OCR scans the text optically, character by character, converts them into a machine-readable code, and stores the text on the system memory. 11. Barcode Readers. Barcode Reader is a device used for reading barcoded data in the form of light and dark lines. Barcoded data is generally used in labeling goods, numbering the books, etc. It may be a handheld scanner or may be embedded in a stationary scanner. Barcode Reader scans a barcode image, converts it into an alphanumeric value, which is then fed to the computer that the barcode reader is connected to. 12. Optical Mark Reader (OMR). OMR is a special type of optical scanner used to recognize the type of mark made by pen or pencil. It is used where one out of a few alternatives is to be selected and marked. It is specially used for checking the answer sheets of examinations having multiple choice questions. That will be it for today's video, guys. In our next video for the part 3 we will covering the output devices. Thank you everyone and hope to see you again. Goodbye.